We wanted to do something that was percussion, and we wanted to make sure it was like interactive enough that anyone could play with it. So we designed the interface for auto loop to be very standardized. The little balls are placed in holes. Every orbit is a different instrument. The light spinning around indicates where it's looking, and as it hits a certain line, it's hitting any instrument that's in that line. Anyone could kind of come up to, even a kid could come up and just throw marbles on the thing and it would create a rhythm.
What we do now is we help companies that have an idea for a product, but not necessarily the know-how or the resources to bring it to fruition or to market. And we guide them so that they can launch their own products. Our expertise has kind of been built through, the methodologies of hacking, of tearing something apart, of seeing exactly how it works, and then putting those, or the tools that we find from that, into our tool belts and finding different ways to apply them.
It really comes down to how can you take a technology and use it in a different way. And that's something that really gets us all excited. And when we come together on a project, it always starts with how can we reuse this or use this thing in a way that we haven't seen before.
I think hacking is a term always associated with electronics, and I think that there's more to it than that. It's basically just looking closely at what's going on around you and the things you have in your life and figuring them out.
SAIC, I noticed that there was much more of a community, much more of a support structure for technical-minded people that also had an affinity for creativity. And it was that merger of those two that really got me excited and propelled me into making the work that I do today. The real thread that's hung through everything that we do is bringing community together, and whether that's through a product or whether that's through a project or just an event, that's always been really important to us.
Zenby Labs, we started off with a mesh event. That was something that we did on Sunday afternoons. We've done quick, like 30-minute classes on HTML5 and CSS. Whatever the group kind of dictated as a need, we would address and teach and help people kind of learn the skills that we had collected. We're now turning that into a space specifically for hardware-based startups and giving them access to the tools as well.
Working with these guys and doing the projects we do is like, it's such a nice break from working in a big office or just being around creative minds and coming up with our own stuff. It's a very fulfilling feeling.
I think it's all of our ambition to be independent and support ourselves, and we've come so far in just a couple years with what we've been able to do together. Personally I'm not at the point yet, but I think we're all really close to being fully self-supporting, self-sustaining, and it's really an exciting time for sure.